The Pascagoula encounter. The river was calm that October night in 1973, the water reflecting the glow of the moon. James Carter and Daniel Mills sat on an old wooden pier, their fishing lines cast into the dark depths. It was meant to be a peaceful evening, but fate had other plans. A low, vibrating hum broke the silence. The air felt charged, as if a storm was about to break, yet the sky remained clear. Then came the light, brilliant, blue, and unnatural. It illuminated the riverbank, casting elongated shadows behind them as they turned to face the impossible. Hovering a few feet above the ground was an egg-shaped craft, smooth and metallic. No doors, no seams, just a pulsing glow emanating from its center. Before they could react, the light intensified, paralyzing them in place. From the ship, 3 beings emerged. They did not walk. They floated, their movement eerily smooth. Their bodies were unlike anything James or Daniel had ever seen. Grayish and wrinkled, their heads featureless except for slit-like openings where mouths should have been. Their arms were long, ending in claw-like pincers. A force lifted both men into the air, dragging them toward the ship. Panic surged through their bodies, but they were helpless, their muscles unresponsive. Inside the craft, the interior of the vessel was sterile, silent. The walls pulsed faintly, shifting in color like some kind of living organism. James was placed on a metallic examination table, while Daniel was left suspended in the air, held by an invisible force. Above them, a floating orb-like device scanned their bodies, emitting a soft hum. The beings moved with mechanical precision, their clawed hands brushing over exposed skin. There was no pain, only an odd sensation of weightlessness, as if they were drifting between reality and some other place. Then came the voice, not spoken but heard directly in their minds. "You are observed. You are insignificant. We return you." The words carried no emotion, no malice, just cold detachment, and then darkness. Back on the riverbank, they awoke suddenly, back where they had been, as if no time had passed at all. But the world around them felt different, too still, too quiet. Shaken, they hurried to the sheriff's office, recounting their story in broken sentences. The officers listened with skeptical eyes, but behind closed doors, the sheriff and his deputy played back the secret tape recording they had made of the interview. James and Daniel weren't lying. They were terrified. The aftermath. Sleep became impossible in the days that followed. Each time they closed their eyes, visions filled their minds. Unfamiliar planets, cities not built by human hands, strange symbols they did not understand. Worse still, they both felt a presence lingering just beyond perception, like something watching them from the edges of reality. Lights flickered when they passed by. Radios emitted bursts of static. Shadows moved where there should have been none. And then came the dreams. Each night, they saw the same thing. The beings standing at the foot of their beds, motionless, silent, always watching. One night, James awoke with a sharp pain in his wrist. In the dim glow of his bedside lamp, he saw it, just beneath his skin, a tiny, metallic lump. A foreign object, a message. Their return. A week later, the hum returned. It started as a whisper in the air, a faint vibration that rattled the walls of Daniel's house. Then, the blue light flooded in, brighter than before. They didn't run. They knew there was nowhere to go. A paralyzing force took hold of them once more. The walls of the house faded away, and they found themselves inside the ship again. This time, a single being stood before them. Taller than the others. Its eyes were deep, endless voids. "You have been chosen." The words weren't a command. They were a statement, a fact, to witness, to carry the message. Images flooded their minds. Entire worlds consumed by war, civilizations wiped from existence, the rise and fall of species watched from above by beings far older than humanity. "Your kind is at the precipice. We have watched, we have intervened before, but you are not ready." Daniel found his voice. "Then why us?" The being tilted its head, expression unreadable. "Because you were here." The words sent a chill through them. This wasn't fate. This wasn't destiny. It was randomness. A moment of chance that had changed everything. The air grew heavy, and the sensation of being pulled backward overwhelmed them. Remember, the final silence. They awoke on the riverbank once more, the water still, the sky empty. The ship was gone. James touched his wrist, feeling the hard lump beneath his skin. A souvenir, a warning. Neither spoke as they packed up and left. The world moved on. The newspapers ran their stories. People whispered, laughed, dismissed them as fools. But deep down, they knew the truth. The beings were still watching. And one day they would return.